Hey beautiful Geminis, welcome back to the channel, Gemini. I hope you're all doing super amazing. I got this huge deck of cards. Let's see what's coming out for Gemini. Idealism. Woo. Hello. Somebody is pretty self-assured here. Non-attaching. This is a leader. Very light-hearted, very versatile. Loves their freedom. Someone does not want attachments. This is a masculine energy who wants to live free, light, versatile, wants their freedom. Wants no attachments. And someone is really determined to make them attached, but they don't want attachment. Why are people always trying to change people? This person is being straight up. I don't want attachments. I want to be free. Okay, Gemini, what's going on? Maybe they got a destiny to fulfill. I don't know. Well, you're not going to force this person, Gemini, if you think you could be this Gemini masculine. I'm not sure. Or you could be a Gemini feminine who is trying to convince someone that they need to be attached. And this person is being straight up honest. I value my freedom. I've got a destiny to fulfill. I do not want attachments. I don't want any attachments. They're being straight up. They're in their south node, their shadow side. And they are being honest here. And there's a feminine energy who is trying to convince them that they need attachment, that they need to be attached. And they are like, I don't want attachment. So what's going on? Maybe they like to fool around. I don't know. They're not interested. They're not interested, okay? Either you're a feminine who is not interested in having no committed relationship, or this is a masculine who is saying, I'm not interested. You know, I don't know. Somebody's being straight up honest here, and it'd be wise if someone just accepted the truth here. Because this person is a player. Like, this is someone who lives light-heartedly. I don't know. It's like maybe they want their options, and somebody is thinking, well, you know, I can love them. I can make them fall in love with me. I can make them love me. But this person is like, whoa, no, nobody's making me, like, I don't know, there's a feminine energy who's trying to convince this person that they should be attached, and this person is telling the truth, and they're going, I don't want to be attached to anybody. Wow. If they were going to love anybody, they would love an empress. Okay? But maybe they enjoy the single life. I don't know. Maybe they enjoy being single. Maybe they enjoy having options. Maybe they enjoy being a player. Maybe they're just like, someone might be thinking, oh, they'll change for me. My love can change them. Wrong reason to be in a relationship. Wrong reason to be in a relationship. I'm just saying. It's really, really common though. So like, if you're one of them people that do this, know that when somebody is saying stuff like that, believe them. Don't try to change them. Believe them. Like someone wants to be married. Well, they'll grow on me. They'll grow on me. They'll learn to love me. You know, I can change them. You know, we'll just give it time. You know, no. I'm sorry. This person likes the social life too much. They like the social life too much. This person doesn't do well in committed relationships. Now, look, they're going to betray you. If they are telling you, I think I should be single, I think I want the single life, believe them. They're telling the truth. Whether that's the masculine or whether that is the feminine. Believe people when they tell you this. Marriage is not going to change them. A committed relationship is not going to change them. They want their freedom. They like being single. And they're being honest about it. Why is it that we always feel we should change people when they're being 100% straightforward? Now, I got a grievance with people that lie and say, oh yeah, I want marriage, and then they go live a single life. But when you have someone who's being above board and straightforward and being straight up, saying, commitment is not for me, I'm not the marrying kind, I like my single life too much, believe them? And marriage is not going to change this person's ways. Okay, they're like, sorry, this overwhelms them. It's like, you know, even like a lot of you can identify with this. Like, you can have a grievance with someone who, like I said, who lies and said, oh yeah, I want to be the married type, I'm the committed type, and then they go off and they fool around or whatever, or they end up betraying you. But this person's being straight above board honest. And I think there's a feminine here who figures that they can change a masculine, or vice versa. They don't want attachments. They do not want attachments. No. They're very clear. They're not indecisive. They know what they want. They mean what they say. And if somebody is saying, I don't want a family, I don't want a family, believe them. They're telling the truth. You might hate the truth, but that's the truth. They're being honest. They don't want attachments. They don't want to be attached to family. They don't want to be attached to marriage. They don't want to be attached to whatever. There is another energy, whether it be masculine or feminine, it really doesn't matter. It's like one person is telling the other person, like, you know, even if you force them into a marriage and saying you'll grow to love me, you will change, they're not going to. Marriage isn't going to change someone. If they're that way, they are that way. Someone has got to see the truth for what it really is. Like, this person is not indecisive. They know. Not me. Marriage is not for me. Commitment is not for me. Believe them when they're telling the truth. They don't want a home. They don't want a marriage. They don't want family. They don't want this. They don't want that. They want to be single. Maybe they've been alone too long. Maybe they're a bachelor or a bachelorette. But believe people when they tell you this. Like, somebody can't accept that truth. They don't trust commitments. They don't trust, maybe they want to live for the moment, or they're still looking. This person is still searching for happiness. You know what I mean? They like attention. Okay? They do. But it ain't for them. They long for non-attaching energies. That's what makes them happy. People who don't want commitment, people who don't want marriage, people who don't want to share a house and live together like a happy-go-lucky couple. And I can relate to this. I don't date. I don't want to date. I don't see anybody. But that's my choice. I've been asked out, but I don't go. I want, and I'm valuing my alone time too much. I like my own company. I don't want to live with anybody. I don't want to be committed to anybody. I don't want to share their family. I can totally relate to this. I don't want to deal with nobody's family. I don't want to share my bed with nobody. I don't want to share my home with anybody. I don't want to share my life with anybody. I'm enjoying my alone time. This person, either they're saying that or they're still looking for something out there to fulfill them. You know what I mean? And if you're willing to, accept that, then good on you. But they're telling the truth. I can't find fault in them that they're going to get some karma because they were honest. Because they were straightforward. Because they were direct. They don't want to be attached. They might like a good time. They might be looking for sexual energy, but they don't want no attachment. Somebody does not want to be attached. They don't want the picket fence. and the house and the kids in the yard and the puppies and kitties and all that. And I can't fault them because they're being 100% honest. So if you are with someone like that, don't try to change them because they're not going to change. They mean what they say. They might be just looking for a good time. You know what I'm saying? They might be interested in having a one-night stand or a fling, but they're not interested in commitment, the package deal. They're not into it. And I can't judge them for that because they're telling the truth. There is no judgment in that. Like, you can probably judge somebody, really, or discern somebody is probably the better word, if they, like I said, if they lie about it and say they do want this and commit to somebody who they know they're not going to change for, then you could likely judge them for that. But this person is telling you what they want. This person is being direct and above board. And anyone who wants to entertain that kind of energy, then you're going in. There ain't no blindfold. You ain't going into it blind. They ain't hiding nothing. They don't want to be attached. They're not fooling anyone. So somebody's been warned. Somebody's been told. They're not into commitment. So you can fight and argue, but you're going to end up being hurt. And don't be foolish. If someone is coming at you and telling you, I don't want marriage, I don't want commitment, I don't want kids, I don't want the picket fence, I don't want to share my home, believe them. Now, I can relate to this, except for the part about flings. I don't even want to have a fling. God, no. But I have a reason for it. It's not because I'm damaged. It's not because I'm jaded. It's because I've been with somebody since I'm like 14 or 15 years old. And I've always had someone in my life, and I've always put my life on hold, and I've always done for other people what they wanted me to do. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go see my family, let's go on vacation here, let's do this, let's do that. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. Until I reach the point, well, if this situation does not turn out well for me, I'm done. I'm going to do me time now, and I'm going to do the stuff that I never got to do in my life. That's why I'm that way. Which means that I don't want involvement. I don't want to start dating someone or having someone come by all the time because I'm busy. And I don't want to cook them dinner. I'm sorry, but I don't. I don't want to clean for them. I don't want to engage in a conversation with anybody even. Because I know it's going to lead to dating. So I just don't do it. You know what I mean? I could invite people over. I've been invited over. I don't go. And the reason why, like, if you just want to have a cup of coffee and a conversation, I'd be into it. But that's all you're going to get out of the situation. You're not staying for breakfast. I'm not cooking you dinner. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. I don't want it. I'm done. And I'm sensing the same energy. And if someone tells you they want to be a player, believe them. And if someone is telling you that they don't want this, believe them. People don't believe me when I tell them that. They're like, oh, you need somebody. So have you met any people? What do you mean, meet people? If I want to go meet people, I know how to do that. I know how to have a conversation, and I know how to get in my vehicle and go visit people if I want to. I choose not to. And people they don't believe me when I tell them, but I'm being 100% honest, so I can relate here. Mm-hmm. And somebody is thinking, I wish I could change my lover. I wish and I pray that they change. Oh boy. And it's just going to go around in circles and it'll end up in a disaster. And somebody better listen to their intuition, because this person, you will waste your time, because, man, I'm telling you, just keep moving on. Don't be wasting your time wishing and praying to change somebody, because the writing is on the wall. This person likes to juggle, and you're going to end up out in the cold, and they're going to abandon the relationship, and they're going to go chasing after the next best thing that comes. So the best thing to do is hold out for somebody who does want a commitment, who means what they say. Don't be looking to change people, the bad boy or the bad girl type, because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get what you always got. You want to find somebody who's looking for that. You know, if it's commitment you want, then wait and look for somebody who's looking for the same thing you are. If you want that single life, well, that's on you. But you ain't going in blindfolded. Do you know? These are conversations that you should have before you get into a relationship. And hopefully you do. And then you know where everybody stands, right? That's how you avoid bad karma, by the way. By doing what this person's doing. That's how you avoid bad karma. You know what the scoop is before you get into it. You know, because you've sat down, you've had those talks, you've discussed your goals, discussed your values. You're not just jumping into something. You got to know what they want, what they don't want, what they're seeking, what they're not seeking. It's like these conversations are really important to have before you get involved with someone, because you're going to end up getting hurt if you don't. It's like there are people out there that want the same thing you do. If it's non-attachment, there are people that want the same thing. if it's commitment and live-in situation and want the family deal, there are people that want that. But don't try to convince somebody that don't want that to want that. Okay? Because that's how you get this karma in the first place. When they don't disclose those things, when they're not above board, when they're not honest, when they're being dishonest, that's how they are going to get bad karma. But you're not going to get bad karma if you're completely honest and straightforward. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, there's always somebody trying to change somebody, and people tell you who they are. Believe them, because it'll just lead to heartache. Don't be thinking you can change people, because they're not going to change. And even if you manage to get them to commit and marry you and all of that stuff, now you just complicated things, because they're in their heart, they want to cheat. And they're going to find that reason to look for it. The first argument you have, the first downfall you have, the first tower you have. It's like they find reasons to go cheat. You know what I mean? So wait for somebody who has the same morals and values that you do. The same integrity that you do and what you're seeking. Whatever that is. Whether that's just engaging in a fling, so be it. You're going anywhere, they're going anywhere. And they're not going to get bad karma for it. And you're not going to get bad karma for it. Everybody's grown up and adult-like here, and if that's what it is, but I'm going to be honest with you with a lot of feminine energies. They all say they're good with that, but why does the feminine energies, they fall in love like a lot of feminines do when they have intimate relationships with their partners. They fall in love. It's so intimate that they can't help but to fall in love. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you better know what you're doing when you start. It's just that you don't want to get hurt here. Like, feminines are more sensitive. Like, they're very sensitive creatures, where when they get intimate with a partner, they start having deeper feelings, but it's not that way for many masculines. It just isn't. To them, it's more mechanical, physical. Where for a feminine, it's more emotional. So you're just going to have to accept, if you can accept them the way they are, then accept them the way they are. If that's unacceptable to you, hold out to find someone of your equal integrity. But don't think that when you're having intimate relations, some feminines can be detached, but they're the more sensitive type. I'm telling you, they're more apt to fall in love. Because we are designed that way. We're designed to... And there's nothing wrong with wanting that. But wait for the right person. Wait for the someone who wants what you want. Take care.